As 2022 comes to an end, I thought it would be a fantastic idea to have a yearly roundup of my 3 favourite games from my favourite console, which of course is the Nintendo Switch. I've been playing the Nintendo Switch more than any other retro game console this year and more than any other modern console because it is the most modern console I've got. Before I get on to some other guests in this video and they share their personal memories, stories and how many hours of their favourite games they've put in 2022, I want to go through mine. Of course, let me know, this is all my personal opinion, let me know what you think about each choice for myself and each of the tubers you're going to see throughout this video. And of course, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below. Make sure you let me know any games that you think should be in this list that are your top games of 2022. It doesn't have to be anything particular, top of the charts. It could be a little indie title. It could be something from 2021 that's rolled over and you've put many hours into it, which I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have on Mario Kart. But just to show how hard this list is, I tried to keep it to 2022 releases. I wrote down 7 games. I went through my Switch catalogue of games I've really enjoyed this year. I wrote 7 games down and only 3 of them actually came out in 2022. Now I'm going to kick it off with my third choice, which is Final Vendetta. Final Vendetta came out in June of 2022. And this game currently is still £18 pre-owned on CEX, as you can see up there. Now I'm going to show you some footage so you can see what this game is all about. It is basically a side-scrolling beat-em-up, classic of age, just like Streets of Rage, just like Vendetta, like Final Fight, like Shredder's Revenge. And the reason why I've put this in the list is this game for me it's a lot like Streets of Rage, let's be honest, but with the title name Final Vendetta, you think they've merged Final Fight with Vendetta as well. Streets of Rage 4 was a fantastic release, but we heard so much about it, so much build-up. I just feel like Final Vendetta just swooped in out of nowhere. We just heard about it on the release. It was a cheap release as well. It came out in physical straight away. Streets of Rage 4 is a fantastic game. I'm not saying Streets of Rage 4 is a lesser to Final Vendetta, but I definitely enjoyed Final Vendetta a lot more than I did with Shredder's Revenge. I felt like that was a lot overhyped. You needed a lot of you to play. It was a lot more chaotic. But this, just 1 and 2 player, standard co-op, I thought this really was side-scrolling, beat-em-up perfection. And this year in 2022, this game just blew my mind a lot more than it did for Streets of Rage 4. I got a lot more wow factor out of this. Again, like I say, I'm not saying this game is better than Streets of Rage 4, but it impressed me the most and I got a lot more enjoyment out of the release of this game than I actually did from Streets of Rage 4, although I do still play both of those. So you can still go out and grab that game now. It's fairly reasonable price, and as you can see from the footage, it's a real top title and it's one not to be missed. Now my second choice is a game that I'm still playing very much so today, and that is Kirby and the Forgotten Land, only because I try and get games cheaper. I don't like paying for them when they first come out. Final Vendetta was easy because that was a cheap game, but sometimes games come out at 40, 45, 50 quid, and then you buy it, you pre-order it, and then 4 weeks later it's gone down to tenner and you think, I'd rather just wait and be patient. A perfect example of that is today I'm picking up Sonic Frontiers for $29.99. It retails at Smiths and at Argos on the day of this video, and just 2 weeks ago before Christmas that game still fetched for $54.99. So sometimes it pays to be patient. However, this still on CEX pre-owned, because it's an official Nintendo title, all the franchises, Fire Emblem, Kirby, Mario, you know, all of those proper Nintendo franchises hold their value. They don't tend to drop. It's still £40 guys. So I had to wait and I got it for £25 on Facebook Marketplace recently, only a couple of weeks ago, which is why I'm still playing it today. But this game is amazing. I'm a big fan of Kirby. Unpopular opinion, I prefer the Kirby franchises than I do Mario. I know, shoot me. But this game is fantastic. Kirby All-Stars is awesome. Some of the old games, like on the N64, are still awesome and hold up well today, and I still play them. But all the Kirby games I have to try out. Like I said, All-Star Allies was really good, but this takes it to another level. As you can see from the footage up there, Kirby and the Forgotten Land, there is so many, I mean, I wish I knew how many like shifts you could, you know, shape shifting you could do, and how many people you can assume consume, how many abilities there were. As you can see, we've got Flame, we've got Tornado, we've got Boomerang. What else do we have? We have Ice, we can go into a car, we can be Stairs, we can have Hammer, we can have Sword. There's literally like, I think there's like 20 things. There might be more, I don't know. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Kirby and the Forgotten Land, this is one which I would say is absolutely awesome. Like I said, it come out back in March of 2022, and this game is awesome. If you haven't picked it up already, you still might be able to pick up cheaper on Facebook Marketplace or eBay. Keep your eye out. It might be cheaper in the sale now on Nintendo eShop, potentially. But Kirby and the Forgotten Land, there's so much replayability where you get to a certain point and then it forces you to go backwards because you haven't collected enough of the Weedle Dees or whatever they are, and you go through other levels that you played previously, and then because you're better at the game and you notice other things, you get more things to unlock. You can upgrade your abilities, you can go back and fight former bosses. There's little like side challenges which you can see. A lot of this footage is the side challenge other than the level I showed at the beginning, and that is because I wanted to demonstrate how many different abilities there were. But I could talk about Kirby and the Forgotten Land until I'm blue in the face, but we've got to get on with the video. So just make sure, if you haven't already, please check that one out. Now, my number one pick is Pokemon Legends Arceus. I had to look at that because I've been calling it Arceus. It is Pokemon Legends Arceus. Now, this came out, believe it or not, all the way back in January of 2022. But anyone who's got this game, you'll be very surprised if they haven't clocked at least 20 hours plus on this game. It is absolutely fantastic. All of the new Pokemon games I really enjoyed. So I basically, from the very original Pokemon games, Red, Blue and Yellow, I didn't really play any of them. Beyond that. So I actually got a Switch for Pokemon Go. I love Pokemon Go. Played it, completed it. Then I waited like the whole year. Pokemon Sword come out, and then I completed that. And then I felt like we were spoiled. As soon as I completed that, the next one came out, which was Diamond and Pearl. And I just found them there's a lot of repetition. It's the same thing. Go into this village, catch a Pokemon, beat the gym leader, get the badge. Next one, you do that 5 times, and the game's pretty much done. There's a little bit of a twist on the story, but that's the only one I didn't complete recently. Was the Sword and Shield. Sorry, I had to really think there. I'm not having a stroke. Was the Sword and Shield? That one for me, I just felt like. Sorry, not Sword and Shield. So where the franchise lost me a little bit after Sword and Shield was a Pokemon Diamond and the Shining Pearl. I didn't actually complete those two because I just felt like it was too same and we were being a bit spoilt. They were coming out thick and fast. However, Pokemon Legends Arceus just really reborn it. It's literally, I describe this, anyone who doesn't like a Pokemon game, if you don't like Pokemon games, you will like this. This is literally like Pokemon meets Breath of the Wild. It's a lot more open world. It's completely different mechanics and gameplay to all of the other Pokemon games we have. It's a really fully immersive. This game is absolutely awesome. I would have to say I've only recently picked up the new 2 Pokemon games, which is the Ruby, I can't remember the other one. Ruby, is it Scarlet? Scarlet and something? I don't know, Scarlet Johansson. But yeah, I've got those 2 games and I haven't had time to play them yet. I only picked them up, again, I wanted to get them a bit cheaper, and I did. I got them for like 34, 35 pounds. I got them like 5 to 10 pounds cheaper. So I waited a month or 2 on those. I haven't yet played them, so there's a good chance that might take the lead from this, but from what I hear, everyone's blown away from this. Like I said, there's been people sitting on the fence of Pokemon games. If you was going to play any Pokemon game, just one, out of all of the 10s and 20s we've had over the years across many consoles and different spin-offs, Pokemon Legends Arceus would be my choice. And you can pick this game up right now on CEX just for £35, and you can probably get it cheaper on Facebook or eBay. So guys, please make sure you check all of those 3 titles out. I'll put in the description below, of course, I will list these games and maybe put a link to where you can find them from, in case that helps you guys out. Now, you've heard from me, and this is of course just my personal opinion. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments, but before you go on ahead and type that, If you have already looked in the description, what you'll probably see is a list of other YouTube channels and people mentioned. All those people are in this video. Please make sure that you do check those guys out if you like what they have to say, or if you just particularly like how they are, you like their personality, please check all those guys out. So a link to their channel and their name will be linked in the description below. So that is my opinion of what I think, but let's see what some of the other guys think.
Hey Scott, Ollie at Retro Gaming Revival here. Thank you so much for asking me to give you one of my favourite Switch games of 2022 and be part of your great collection that you're putting together here. My pick is a little bit unconventional in that quite a lot of people, I don't think, overly liked it. I think it was sort of reviewed fairly well, but people would complain about the controls, complain about certain things, but do you know what? None of that really mattered to me because I just had an absolute blast playing it, and I still do. That game is House of the Dead Remake. It came in a lovely little package, look at that, with a little lenticular on it. You slide it out, it had some little character stands in there, some stickers, and then a version of some sort of art that resembled the original artwork a little bit more on there as well. Like I say, the controls are a little bit janky. You find yourself having to reset the motion controller quite a lot to recenter it sometimes if you're having a bad run. But it just felt so much fun to be back in the House of the Dead universe, you know. I've loved the first game. I remember playing it so much at the arcade and playing it quite a lot with a friend who had a Saturn as well, who was very, very lucky. So to be able to have this game again on a slightly more modern console with the motion controls, it's just a match made in heaven. Like I said, I know a lot of people weren't overly fussed with it, but it was honestly one of my favourite Switch games of 2022. Scott, I hope you had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you have a very safe New Year, and I wish you and all of your incredible subscribers a Merry Christmas and a very happy coming 2023. Take care, mate.
Hello guys, Retro Chef here. This is my 2022 favourite, top one, number one, numero uno Nintendo Switch game. Mummy Demastered. I played this game so much in 2021 and 2022. That's story talking because I'm on the camera. This game is too much. It's one of my favourite games. I just can't even, the music, listen to the music. The music, the gameplay, Metroidvania at its best. 2022's best game from the Retro Chef, Mummy Demastered. Thank you, Marathon Gamer.
Hello people. Well, Scott has asked me if I can talk about some of the Switch games I played this year. So, strangely, I collect quite a lot of Switch stuff, but I don't play a great deal of it, usually because it's stuff I've either played before on the Wii U or the PS Vita, but I like to have another version of it that I can play if I go away somewhere and take my Switch. And all the games I played, they haven't been anything that's been released this year. Because I play a lot of more like limited run and super rare games releases where they're games that came out ages ago and they've only just had like a release on a cartridge, or when they were announced they've taken so long to get here that it was years ago. But one game that I did play that was released this year and I enjoyed the hell out of on the Switch was Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It's 3D Kirby adventure. Very much more to say about it. Now it's it kind of looks a bit like, it reminds me a bit like Super Mario 3D World and 3D Land, like that. So it's not like completely 3D. Another game I could probably compare it to would be Super Lucky Tail. Played that. I think it got a Switch release in the end. It used to be Xbox exclusive, but yeah, just your standard little Kirby thing. Every level in this has like a set of objectives you can beat, but you don't have to do them. That's just if you're a completionist. I haven't done everything. I did start to try to do everything on it, but it was taking a long time. It's not very long though. I beat this, like the main story of this. I think I did it in a day. It was when I was we were doing our Nintendo month, and this was the first thing I played and first thing I beat, and it was in a day. But it's pretty cool. You get these like new ability, because you know Kirby can suck things in and like turn them into his like copy abilities. Where you get this thing called mouthful mode, and every time I heard the words mouthful mode, like a child, I was giggling. But yeah, it's basically objects that are too big for Kirby to inhale, so you can like turn him into a car and things. But when it's kind of weird the way he's like stuck on top of the car. But the car bit's quite fun. It adds like little racetracks and things. So yeah, it's just a little 3D platformer. With it's a lot of hidden bits in it. You've got to spend time like going off the beaten path looking for bits. But other than that, there's not a great deal to say about it. It's just Kirby, but it's good. I'd recommend playing it. I don't know if it's come down in price yet. It's the first party Switch title. Doubt it has. So yeah, play Kirby. Play it. Have fun, people. Bye.
Octopath Traveler.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. Come on, troops, let's go. Let's go. Let's just appreciate the snow, baby. Let's go and find Santa Claus.
I'm an eating, drinking, shitting fucking Santa Claus.
Well, that's not what I was expecting. This game is just so beautiful. Look at this. We're in a cave now. Cave of Origins. Ooh. Crawling through those Santa dungeons. What we got hiding in here, eh, Santa Claus? What we got hiding? Ooh, little present. Oh, we got a fight on our hands. Oh, let's rumble! Bring it on. Actually, no, let's run. Oh no! Oh no! Shit, it didn't work. He fell over. He slipped and fell. Haha, yeah!
Style is impetuous, my defense is impregnable, and I'm just ferocious. I want your heart, I want to eat his children.
Ali here at 16 Bits and Bobs. Here have been some of my favourite Switch games I have played over the past year. Kirby and the Forgotten Land, House of the Dead, Remake, the awesome Sega, Blasphemous, rock hard, but awesome title. Ooh, Potion Permit, people. If you haven't heard of this game, check it out. It is a great little title. Pocky and Rocky, reshined. Loving that. Live Alive. Ooh, Live Alive, live a what you what, mate. But my favourite game of the year has got to be Final Vendetta for the Switch. It's been outshined a little bit by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which came out at an unfortunate time, very close to Final Vendetta. We know loads about that, but my favourite game has got to be Final Vendetta. Let's check it out. On the streets, baby, Final Vendetta, big sprites, kind of like Final Fight. My favourite game back in the day. Side-scrolling beat 'em up, still to this day is unbeatable. Streets of Rage 2, the mighty Sega. But this is an awesome game on the Switch. Well, yeah, the music is awesome. Oh, check her out. She's gonna whip me down. Hard hat, whips. See, she's wearing a hard hat to protect her head, but her body is unprotected there. Oh, this telephone box is a bit battered. A turkey! Turkey in a box! It's Christmas, baby! Let's pick up that turkey! Oh, yes! And now let's give him a stuffing. Oh, is it true? Let's go in, it would be rude not to. Boss! Big Frank! Come on in, Frank! What you got, mate? Big Frank! Big Frank is going down. This is my favourite level in the game. I know it's only stage 2, but I just love the background in this game. I just love, you know, when you look through the windows of the tube on the subway, and you've just got the lights scrolling by. It is a beautiful looking game. Pretty cool, isn't it? Pretty cool! I was just going to offer her my seat as well. She gets up and starts throwing the hurricane kicks in the back. Check out this guy on the floor. Who's this? Rocksteady Beatbox. Let's take him out. People, you know what you do. Don't lie. Don't say you haven't done it. When you see a hot dog lying in the middle of a tube, you know what you do. Especially when it's covered in mustard. You know you're going to pick it up. You know you're going to pick it up and eat it. You know you are. Cricket bat? Why not? That's cricket bat, ain't it? Bash! Smack!
That's it, people. My game of 2022 on the Nintendo Switch. Final Vendetta. Check it out. I'm sure you know what it's all about. It's a great game. Let's give it to the underdog. Sure, there's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What a game. But let's give it to the underdog. Final Vendetta on the Nintendo Switch. My game of 2022. Yes, people.
Hi guys, Alex here from New Star Gamer. Marathon Gaming has asked us to do a quick video today of what we've been playing on our Switches this year. Some of these games probably might not have been released this year, but this is what we've enjoyed this year. I've got Zach.
Hi.
Hi Zach. And I've got Mark.
Hi.
Who's with us today, who are Switch enthusiasts, complete nutters. They love the Switch. So we thought we'd share it with them. So, right, I'll just show you my games, what I've been doing quickly. Let's go quickly through these games, try to keep it nice, short and sweet, guys. Lumo, fantastic game. Not played that, brilliant. Really enjoyed that. It's an isometric kind of puzzle game. Cadence of Hyrule. Again, I don't think this came out this year, but it is a super cool game. Zelda-esque game that's been put over another game, I believe. And it's you kind of move to the rhythm of the beat kind of thing. You can turn that mechanism off to make it more enjoyable, which I had to do. Metroid Dread, game of the year for me. You like that as well, didn't you, Zach?
Yeah, I completed it.
Look at that camera, Mark.
I completed it. I completed it first.
You completed it first, better before me, I think. Yeah, super game. Everyone knows what Metroid is, I think. Final Vendetta, game a bit like Streets of Rage. I picked this up at London Gamer Market earlier in the year. I can't get past the second level because it is rock hard. One of my favourite games of the year, Mummy Demastered. The Retro Chef put this onto me this year. I 100%ed this game. Fantastic Metroidvania game. Please check it out if you haven't already. And the last one that I've been playing towards the end of the year is Dead Cells. Very love-hate relationship with this game. It is a game that if you die, you keep some of your powers and you kind of build up your strength every time you die, and you get a little bit further. But as you get a bit more powered up and then you die, you get very frustrated because you have to start all over again. Right, guys, show some of the guys what you got for Christmas and what you've been playing. So show that one.
We've got Splatoon 3.
Splatoon 3. You can't it's a bit too close, boys. Now tell us about that game. Have any of you completed it?
He has.
You completed it, Mark?
Yeah. He's completed it, but I've
Is it like the other two Splatoon games?
A little bit.
No. Is it better?
Yeah.
Yeah, more features?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Right, what's the other game you got, Mark? Show us that one. What is it? Sonic! Did you get that for Christmas as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of Sonic?
Good.
It's super good, is it? Is it like all the other Sonic games you've played, or is it better?
No, it's not like any
No?
games I've played.
No, okay. But is it a cool game?
Yes.
Super cool, right. What is the last game we've got to show?
Nerf Legends.
Nerf Legends. Did you get that for Christmas?
Yeah.
You lucky boy. What's that, a first-person shooter?
Yeah, first person shoot with Nerf guns, but it's kind of like offline gaming.
Oh, right, okay. But anyway, guys, that's the games that we've been playing this year. Say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
See ya. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi, Scott. Yeah, when you were on about before, what games have you played this year on the Nintendo Switch? Well, there was one game that stuck out for me because I've only been playing it recently, only for about the last 2 or 3 days. And obviously, there's a lot of talk recently been about the Sonic Frontiers. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. It's again a 3D Sonic. And from what I've seen, the Nintendo Switch didn't really handle it too well in later on levels. Now, me and my kids, like, we do a lot of retro gaming primarily. The PS4 doesn't really seem to get a look in these days, but the Nintendo Switch does, and it's definitely the go-to console for my kids. And one of the games that we absolutely love, retro gaming, is Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, we love the original 2D Sonic the Hedgehogs, and you know, I just figured that they'd all kind of moved on to 3D. However, I didn't know about this game, and luckily for me, Scott Sega Zombie, he was the one who pointed out to me it's a great game, and it's Sonic Mania. So Sonic Mania was released in, I think it was 2018. And it's a game that I've never even heard of. I didn't even know it existed until a few weeks ago. But when I seen it and I watched a couple of videos about it, I thought, I don't know, it just seems to pay real homage to the original 16-bit, you know, the Sonic games on the Mega Drive. I would say it's definitely closer to the Mega Drive than the Master System. Although the Master System version is good, and of course there's even a Commodore 64 version of Sonic the Hedgehog out now, which is just amazing. We're genuinely blessed. But this year, my favourite game that I've played on the Nintendo Switch this year has been by far Sonic the Hedgehog, because Christmas Day and Boxing Day I made some great memories with my son and my daughter playing the Sonic Mania Plus. So yeah, definitely a great game, and you can get it pretty cheap as well. Recommend it 100%, especially if you love your Sonic. So yeah, that's all from me. Hope you had a great Christmas, and I hope you have a fantastic New Year, and to everyone else who watches your channel as well. So until next time, goodbye.
Thanks to all my guests. Thank you for all the help and all those fantastic recommendations. There's a few in there that I'm going to have to check out personally for myself. Thank you for sharing your stories, how many hours you put in, and what your actual favourite games for you have been of 2022, even if it might not necessarily be a 2022 release. Again, thank you to everyone that took part. If you have enjoyed this video, please check out the other tubers in the comments. Give them a like, give them a comment, give them a subscribe, follow them, tell them Scotty sent you for Marathon Gaming. And if you have enjoyed this video, please check out the other videos we've got coming. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and most importantly, hit that little bell alert and click all so you get notifications when the videos come up live. That's all from me. I'll see you guys soon for another video. Cheers. I'm Mario.
And I am the Hedgehog. And today, with this...
I'm fast as fuck, boy!
Have a look at that girthy stick.